The Soviets vowed to have their new SST in the sky by the end of 1968. The first flight of the new aircraft was held in secret, in case something went wrong. But when pictures were later released, Western observers noticed a striking resemblance to the Concorde. Engineers around the world knew that this aircraft would be similar in appearance due to the rule that form follows function. But Tupolev's team had arrived at their own design solutions. In fact, the Tu-144 program was advanced enough to beat the West into the sky. Alexei Tupolev, Andrei's son and chief designer of the project, arrived with his father at the airfield. Andrei was now 80 years old, and over the years he witnessed 120 first flights of aircraft bearing his initials. The chief test pilot was 42-year-old Edward Elion. The chief constructor was always careful to assess his pilot's psychological condition on the morning of a test flight. Tupolev had relentlessly grilled Elion on what to do in case the onboard computer systems failed. But on that day, the chief pilot was brimming with confidence. As he had a half-century before with his first airplane, Andrei Tupolev walked along the runway and stood rooted to the very spot he thought Elion would lift the mighty aircraft into the skies. The Tu-144 took off smoothly, and the world's first SST got airborne without a hitch. The old man and his son and heir, Alexei, watched the culmination of years of hard work. The Tu-144 leveled off, and the pilot raised the aircraft's variable geometry nose. The Soviet Union was a vast country, spanning 8 different time zones. An operational SST like the Tu-144 would cut the flight time to distant cities by half. The new aircraft's first test flight lasted 38 minutes. Andrei Tupolev stood in the freezing Russian wind to watch the entire flight. The crowd watched in awe as Elion brought the graceful SST in for a perfect landing. The Soviets had done it. The audacious promise they had made in Paris had been kept. The Soviet Union once again had shown up the West. The Tupolev Design Bureau and the crew were heroes. The supersonic transport was conceived in the heady days following the first spaceflight of Yuri Gagarin. The Tu-144 won the SST race, and a short time later it would become the first airliner to fly at Mach 2. It was the return of the golden age, the high point of Andrei Tupolev's career and of the 144 program.